Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Devils You Know History and Trivia Podcast, NJD History. This is just a test for first application of the podcast under Substack. I don't know how it works really, so we're just gonna do a quick one, just do a little history, a little trivia. In the future, we'll be doing live trivia with memorabilia gifts or prizes for people who can get the question right first. We'll be doing live, streams. Obviously, I'll be setting them up so we could do them over on Twitter or on YouTube or something. I don't know. Maybe we could do it through Substack. I'm not sure how it works. But the Devils You Know on Substack, please subscribe. Um, we're starting here in 2025 with a new way to get some Devils history out there. Everyone wants to know about the Devils and their history. Of course, though that everyone is. Mostly Devils fans. But there will be a lot of other hockey stuff going on too. Anyway, let's get on to it because in November, November 23rd exactly of 2008, defenseman Jay Leach of the Devils recorded his first career point during a 7-3 victory against Tampa Bay at the St. Pete Times Forum. He assisted on Zach Parisi's goal at 17:37 of the first period. And 3 years earlier, July 17th, 2006, that's when defenseman Johnny Oduya. What number did Johnny Oduya wear? That's when he signed as a free agent with New Jersey. What number did he wear? 29, of course. Who else wore that number? Mark Fane. Give me another one. Think in your head. Say it out loud. Put it in the comments. Who else wore number 29? And I'll give you a trivia question and see if you can answer it in the comments before you. I don't know if there are comments below, but if there are, see if you can get it before I tell you the answer. Who were the only three Devil defensemen? Nope. We know the answer to that question. That's not the trivia question I wanted. Which four players scored at least 20 goals each for the Devils in 2007 and 2008 season? Ooh, I got you there. I got to get a Jeopardy thing for this. Because as of now, all I have is all right. Well, let me give you the answer. Two of them are obvious. You got Zach Parise, you got Patrick Elias. You're not gonna, think that. And of course, Brian Gianta's on there. He does have the Devils. He leads in franchise history. Has the most goals with 48 for the Devils in a season, which is very low for a team to have their highest scoring franchise player with only 48 goals. Patrick Elias is up there along with Alexander Mogilny. Uh, Getting close. And the last one, of course, John Madden. I used to have a picture of John Madden with the stitches across his face from 2003 on my wall. Anyway, speaking of Bobby Holik in 2009, on January 11th, 2009, and I got another story for you. It's great history. Bobby became the third player in Devils history, the third to score 200 goals. He did it during a 4-3 loss against the Ducks over in Anaheim at the Honda Center. He scored, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter when he scored, but he scored against Jean-Sebastien Giguère, who ruined our day in 2003, ruined our night in 2003. And there was an assist from Jay Pandolfo. Holik joined John McClain and Patrick Elias as the three at the time. Funny story. Dinas Zubris came to the Devils, and they gave him an A, an alternate A on his jersey, and I wanted a new jersey. I believe it was the Reebok jerseys. It wasn't those ugly Reebok Edge jerseys, which I called them the coin holder neckline jerseys. It looks like you could just like hide quarters in them. Very stupid looking neckline. It was the original Reeboks that kind of looked like old CCM and other jerseys. Don't forget Nike. Nike made jerseys. Detroit, I believe, won the Stanley Cup wearing Nike jerseys in like 90 in the 90s at some point, 97 maybe. That was the year. Anyway, that's not the point. So I get a Reebok Zubris jersey. He's number 16. And then the Devils decide, hey, we're going to sign Bobby Olik. And Bobby Olik wants his number 16. Probably the day I received the jersey in the mail is when Bobby Holik was added to the roster. And that jersey was actually stolen from me. I don't have it anymore. If you ever see someone walking around with a Dinah Zubris number 16 jersey, because I don't think anyone ever had one. No one was even ready to get a Zubris jersey, and there's very little of them anyway. But I had the number 16 Zubris jersey. If you ever see it anywhere, it's mine. Please email me if if you see that, because I would reward you with some great Devils memorabilia, and I'm going to be giving away a lot through this Substack. So I hope you're subscribed. Who do you think the Devils' pick was in the 17th overall selection in the 2003 draft? I think we just spoke about him. Zach fucking Parise on October 3rd, 2009. Martin Brodeur of the Devils became the second goalie in NHL history to play in 1,000 career regular season games during a season opening loss. 5-2 against the Flyers at the Prue Center. I was there. I remember that. Sucks. The Devils have had a lot of home opener losses. But who did the Devils acquire from the Nordiques in exchange for Craig Wolanin or Wolanin, whoever, and Randy Velishek on March 6, 1990? I tell you, he's got some brothers. Peter Stastny. And we'll end this with the one with our friend Bryce Salvador. Let's talk about Bryce Salvador. On February 13th, 2009, Bryce Salvador scored the only goal, and goaltender Scott Clemens had made 31 saves to lead the Devils to a 1-0 victory against the Boston Bruins at the Prudential Center. Salvador became the fourth defenseman in franchise history to score the only goal in a 1-0 victory, joining Scott Niedermayer, January 28, 2003 versus Detroit, Scott Stevens, November 8, 2003 at Ottawa, and Brad Lukowich, January 16, 2007 versus the Rangers. So he was the fourth defenseman in franchise history to score the only goal in a 1-0 victory. Bryce Salvador is one of those. So, yeah. Anyway, with that, thank you for listening. I hope you're having a great day, night, whatever time it is for you. And please subscribe to the Substack. Paid subscribers you'll see a lot more cool stuff. We're doing an interview with Angus Crookshank. We have Jimmy Dowd Jr. We have Stan Fischler and some other special guests coming up with interviews. Thanks for listening. See you soon. This was the Devils You Know, History and Trivia, New Jersey Devils History.